Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 hour to make the best game ever. Okay. um. Maybe we call it tweak player. Tweak player. Why is it GUI? I don't know. It's probably GUI because it affects only the GUI, really. Yeah. Okay. Good. Let's get back to this. So we want to. Last session we did check. We did start an investigation why we have a stall when we click on map lists. And reason or part of the reason is that the map cache is updated, and then the ini file is loaded, and that is slow. Okay, so map cache, right cache ini map there, get map there. Get map there. Does file exists? Okay, and then we I need to create the MapCache file if maps exist. Okay, so update cache, write cache, cache any. So maybe what we should do is we set a cache name. Bool update cache. Update cache. So has loaded cache. Has loaded cache. Before we do that, let's see if everything still works normally. Load user maps. Build MapCache. Why does, you know what I find annoying here, that load user maps is not just doing load user maps, but it's also doing something else. So we have this map deer here. Load user maps. Jesus Christ, what is this here? Clean out unseen maps. Oh boy. Load user map. Build map. So basically this function does two different things. Yeah. was two different things. Skip map. Skip map. Gets this mapped here. Top level pattern. Mark all as unseen. Scene clear. Load maps. Build map cache. Skip map. Skip map true. Okay, so I think what we should do is we should create another copy of this. So we create one function which is load user maps. Returns true if we need to repass a map. What? Returns true if we needed to repass a map. To repass. What? Yeah. Clear unseen maps. Man, I don't even know what the hell is doing here. Oh. Build MapCache. Build MapCache. Takes this map here. Yeah. Yeah. And then what? MapCache. So it's building. So if let's say we put here maps folder, yeah, maps, then it will create a maps cache in there, yeah. Let's put a breakpoint in here and see what happens. Nothing happens. Okay, so build map cache is false. So what happens? It goes in here, it goes there, it loads this ini file, fair enough. It sets mscene, it clears it, already is cleaned. Then it goes, it populates this and marks all as not seen. Okay. Interesting. And then build map cache. Skip map. Mscene true. Mscene. What? What is this scene shit? Clear unseen maps. Why? What is this doing? Is this over-engineered bullshit? Why is there this map here? What is this? To me, this looks like they did this to save a state whether this was being processed here. My gosh. Why? Clear unseen maps. Oh boy. Not seen in the deer, cleared out. Get file info. Get file info. Is that the reason it's so slow? That it calls this get file info shit. That looks pretty slow. It's the ini parsing that is so long. It's totally overcomplicated. How can we rewrite this bullshit? So basically, if we don't see the map, we want to remove it from our cache. I think one way to do this more efficiently is to just yeah. So one way to make it more efficient is to just build a vector of things that have not that were skipped or that were not valid, and then go through these and then just clear them. Yeah, this is really stupid here. Okay, but can we make it even more efficient than that? We can say, my gosh, the way they coded this is just retardation. Absolute nonsense. Load user maps. Okay, before we touch it, I think we need to split that shit because it's just so overly complicated. Good. So we're in here, and it now goes through all this thing. Clear unseen maps. Pass the map false. Huh. Pass the map. Okay. It's false. Oh. Load standard maps. Okay, I'm surprised that it returned false. So this was always returning false. Why? Let's try it again. Past the map is false. Why? Ugh. Ugh. What? Okay, it checks out. Found the map in our cache. You may load it again. Why does it already have states at that point? Watch this. Because of this load. Okay. So it loads that. Okay. Mark all is unseen. Man. That's absolute bonkers. Then here it returns true. Okay, so it updates the map cache when something is changed. Okay, so we load the ini file and then we check is the state still proper. All right. All right. Okay, I have a rough understanding now of what this shit does. It's really horribly implemented. Yeah. So what we need is load user maps from ini. Then we will have a new function. Okay, let's try to write a better function here. So I think basically we just need to we just pass mapdir from MapCache ini. And then from ini. Then hold on before we delete this. Did MapCache does that? Okay. User maps. Load standard maps. Load maps. Yeah. Why is this here? What is this here? Why is this? What? Is it because this one throws? File name. Pub file. Aha, throw. Okay. Then I think what we need to do here is file system is does file exist? But that doesn't. Right, spool. we go. Then we call this load maps. Load maps from any cache. ASCII string map dir. Then we put this here. We remove this. We put this there. Okay. Then we can remove this here again. Then here we say map dir. If not, build MapCache. Load. Then here we put this here, map dir, const map dir load. Load maps from MapCache ini, and we pass map dir. Load user maps. Let's say, let's do a different code pass. If build MapCache, then we do one pass of things. Else we do the regular path. Okay, so then we will have map dir. So we have map dir and we have user map dir. Okay, and then here we have this. Here we have of let's add here booleans. Bool has loaded standard MapCache in false. Has loaded user. Oh, this will be hard work here, I think. So we say if not has loaded standard MapCache in then we will load it, and then we set this to true. And then here we will do this. This will be users. User. User map tier. Then here we will do other things. And then here we'll do map tier. And then we will here do other things. And then this comment will go here. And then we need to say if not. So we only want to load it once. And then complicated. The way this is implemented is just so bad. Oh boy. This will take a while, I think, given the complexity. So let me revert this back to what it was before. User maps true, right? Now load standard maps. Zero. Oof, now it's even harder to read. Okay, so this one goes in here. This one goes here and here. Okay, we worry about this another time because it's not too complicated. Okay, so we have mapdir here and user mapdir there. Okay, so we want to, so we only load maps from the MapCache ini once now. And then it's final. Okay, fair enough. Then, next. Wait. Good, so load maps from MapCache ini. Okay, so and we only do it once. Okay, then after this, we need another function where we do bool load maps from disk. Load maps from disk. Mapdir. And that will return true if we needed to repass a map. The way they write code is just so bad. This was implemented by juniors. It really was. Because the problem with the way it's written, it's just so intermingled. They cramp multiple disciplines into one function, and this is more than. So this is one thing: loading the ini file, then getting the file list and looking up here the file info and see if it's in the cache, and if it's not, then add the map here. Yeah, that's another discipline. And then this build map cache flag, that's another discipline. And then this whole way with this mscene map here, the way this is implemented is total trash. So there's so many things wrong. It's just incredible how poorly this is implemented. It really is remarkable. It's not a big function, but it's just, there's so many layers of crap. It's, oh my gosh. Okay, so all this down here will be deleted. This is work in progress up there. Okay, so we have load maps from disk. Load maps from disk. Load maps from disk. So then here we say if load maps from disk. Then we give a mapdir here, user mapdir. And if that is true, then we write the cache in a right. Yeah. And for the standard maps, we don't do that. We just load them once. And that's it. Yeah. Now the only problem is that now we need to reload standard maps false. Reload standard maps or this. Let's do the other way around. If this or reload standard maps. Because we want to overwrite this, sure, right? Okay, so this flow makes sense. So first, we create a directory for the user maps. Then if we have not yet loaded the user map cache ini, then we load that. Yeah? And now we only ever load it once, because then we have the state. Then we load maps from disk. This means it will check against the map cache ini, and if there is something in there that is not yet in the, in the map cache ini, then it will detect it here, and if there was something changed, then it will write the cache ini. But we have a problem here. Will this check that it is create directory? There's a create directory here. Do we then even need this here? Maybe not. If it's already happening in here. So, but now the question I have is, does it not write the standard maps in there? That shouldn't happen. Mapdir. I hope. Starts with no case maps. Mapdir. Okay, that's good. Okay. So there is a filter here. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so that works correctly. Okay, maybe we don't need this call here, so let me have this commented out for now. Okay, so high level, this looks good, this code path. So let's now implement this function, load maps from disk. Good. How do we do that? So we need, oh boy. Let's first copy all of this here. put it in here. Okay, so we have a map here. We remove this here. We remove this and this and build MapCache. What is that there? It's official. It's official. Maps from disk map there. Well, how about we just say here Boer is official. Is official. Not there. Here. And then here load maps from disk, we say false. Let's say a Boer. Yeah, let's just say false here. It's official, and then we pass here. It's official. Okay. Add map. Okay, that's already good. Now let's take a look at this mscene bullshit. That's really bad. So we can have like a vector and we just push back. That would work. Or we say it's another way. Push back, yes. Can we just remove it straight away? Could not get find for scene true. With no case. I don't like this bullshit here. Let's move this up here and this down here and flip the condition here. So, ends with no case, ending str. Good. Let's also fix the formatting here a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Now that's already a bit more humane. Yeah. Ends with no case. Slash. Oh, this is a tough refactor. So we want to load from disk. So so it is not seen if okay, how do we implement that? So we have seen this shit. Here we set it to false. Here we set it to true. Scene. Why don't we just MapCache scene. Clear on the scene maps. Why does it do it too lower here if we have starts with no case tests? Then it doesn't matter. It already does a case insensitive compare. So what's the matter with that? So we don't need that. Erase something. Clear on scene maps. Yeah, so if we deleted something. Load maps from disk. Mark all as unseen. Unseen. False. Clear. Okay. So load map scene map. Okay, so I so one thing we can do is we can move it in here, not have it in here in the class. But can we get rid of this map entirely somehow? Scene How about, can we maybe put a state in the map itself? File name list. What does this contain? It has no state. Wait. Yeah, if we didn't have a file name list, but we were operating on this map metadata, then we wouldn't need that. MS official. 100 bytes, 4 bytes. What is the map memory layout looking like? Oh, not too shabby. We could add a state in here. Bool. M does exist. Where's this created? Add map MD. MD dot does exist. True. Exists. Okay, so what we do now, so instead of having this map, so what we now do is see maps. It's official. All right, so. So. so we do this same thing, and then we do it if it for seconds. Let's do this is MapCache. This map metadata md equals second, and if md dot is official equals this official, and then md dot does exist equals false. Let's comment this out. Okay, and then we also remove this map mscene. And then we go in here, clean out unseen maps. And then instead of this, we create a new function. How about that? Clear unseen maps, bool is official. Yeah, bool is official. Create a copy of this is official, and then erase something false. Then here we have we take this loop and we put that here. Do this here again. If this is this there, so clear unseen maps. Let's do a prepare unseen maps. Bool is official. And then in there we call this here, mark all as unseen, and we call prepare unseen maps is official. Then we take this guy and then we put that in here. And then here we do clear unseen maps. D is official, yes. And then here we do erase this one. Erase. We do IT. Erase IT. That would work, right? Then here we need to say else equals plus plus IT. Then here we need to remove this and make it a while loop. Claim. I don't know if it's sufficient. I think for now this works because it's not doing exactly the same as it did originally, because we are using this is official as a comparison instead of the path of where the maps are. But since we operate on that kind of thing, it's probably fine. Yeah. It's probably fine for our purposes. And it's fast. Okay, then we can remove this here. Yeah. Okay. Then load maps from disk. Okay, and down here we now call this is official. It's not fantastic. We should probably use MapDear for robustness, yeah, the same way it did it originally. Yeah, it's probably better. Let's do it with a MapDear. Yeah, let's do MapDear. ASCII string. Okay, and then we do this here. Map name starts. And the map name. Oh. Display name. Oof. first. IT first. Let's do ASCII string map name equals IT first. Const if map name starts with mapdir. Yeah, there we go. Map name. Ah, shit. Now we made a mistake. Map metadata md equals second. Put that here. Yeah, I think that's a bit more robust for now. Yeah, it could also be optimized here to not do that, but do some other trickery. But I think that's good enough. Yeah. I think that's good. So that's what the original did. Good. Mark all is unseen. Okay. Good. And then here we now say we say find this. If what does that do? Oof, why is this? Ah, it's a new one. To lower F name. Lower F name. If IT is not and IT second dot does exist true. You know what, here we can actually also just say IT seconds does exist false. Done. Okay, and then here else we will add the map. Okay, I think that's good. I think we can make this even more concise by doing it this way. No? Ah, yeah, no, that's stupid. We need to compare against int. Never mind. Okay. Okay, this already looks much, much better. What's up with this shit here? Slash. Reverse find. Slash. Name. Map file name. Okay. It already is slower. F name already slower. Add map. Is this the only function that calls add map? Yeah. 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 Okay, why don't we just, so here it says to lower F name. Temp file name. Okay, so this, here we need to use this temp file name. Why don't we just pass temp file name here as well? Why does this get file for temp file name? I think here we should pass eta. Oh shit. Temp file name. I think here we should pass here eta. And here we should pass temp file name. And here we, oh man, there's so much monkey fudge in here. Okay, so, and this one we call, so this is, let's rename this to file name IT for file name iterator, and then here we say file name lower. And then here F name we say, so this is this is how about we call it file path? Because really it is a path, right? File path IT. And this is file path lists. Okay. And then here we say file path lower. And then here we say file name. So C so sz file name lower. Then we call this file name lower. My gosh. Okay, now the names make sense, don't they? Good. File path lower. Okay. Found map, file name lower. In wrong spot, file path lower. Okay. Ending str. Okay. Good. I hope I didn't make a mistake here. Yeah. Okay. Good. This comment is useless. This comment is useless. Okay. Okay, so I think this makes a lot of sense. Does exist, true. Add map. Pass the map. Yeah. Pass the map. You can also say here. Pass the map. Let's say map list changed. Map list changed. Map list changed equals true. Change the whole function has been completely changed. Okay, but I think for the better. This is more readable now. Okay, and then here, since we now pass a file path lower, we also no longer need this here because it already is lower. So we just make here lower f name. Lower f name. Then we can remove this. Never mind, we still need f name. Look at that. Load map. Okay, then how about we pass ASCII string f name and lower f name. Since we already have it, might as well just pass both ASCII string f name. Pass eta. So here it's this, and here it's File path IT. Okay, so then I think we can. Now we still have this situation here with a build MapCache list, but that's secondary. Okay, so let's comment this out, and we comment also this out. Let's also remove this garbage here. Okay, this looks like it would compile. I think this might work already. But only for the regular code path. We would still, we have a compiler. Well, must return a value. Right. Return, erase something. Prepare and see maps. This one returns nothing. Right. There's an error here. Starts with that. If starts with that, and if then if IT second, if not exists. That's not correct. That's not correct. I need to put it here. Okay, well, in that case, let's do const map metadata the const 90 seconds. Okay, this looks very promising. Let's put a breakpoint in here. Okay, so map here is maps, and this one here is a users folder. We have not yet loaded this shit, so we load it now. Let's go in here and bullshit here. There we go, and now it will do any load. Okay, and now we should have a bunch of maps here. Interestingly, we have not the user maps here. Why? Load maps from map. Did we do a mistake here? Aha. Aha. There we go. Already error, yeah. Okay, let's try again. User map there, good. So map dir, okay. Map dir, blah, if name, blah, blah, does exist, yes, and it loads, and let's see it now. And now we have the user maps here. Okay, this is looking good. Then, true. False. And now we do load maps from disk. And that will now go through all prepare unseen maps. Now it will go in here. Maps, map name, starts with no case and does exist false. Okay, very good. Very, very good. So we look at this now, and then here we should be able to see there's a second, and it says does exist false, and the next one it should say true. 204. I don't know why it says 204. Is that uninitialized data? It shouldn't have been initialized. Is there any other place where it creates this or not? Map metadata. Right cache any ID. Oh, it makes a copy here. MD. Oh boy. Why does it make a copy? I think this should be a const map metadata. Const iterator. Uh. 77 new messages? Oh boy. Looks like the people are rowdy here as well. Okay, so I need to understand now where is the where does it add the map now? So we did change this. So here it creates MD. Anywhere else? Let's see, let's put a breakpoint here. Oh. Oh. Okay, we have a, aha. Any. Okay, where's the function that parses the ini? Pass. Where's the ini pass function? There it is, in a different file. Okay, there we go. So here we have another MD, map metadata MD. Does exist. How do we initialize it? Do we want to initialize it as false? We don't know if it exists. We assume it exists. True. Flag to indicate whether the map physically exists. Should be true. Okay, do we have any other place where we create metadatas? I think here we can change the style to be consistent. Map data. Okay, this is already looking very promising. Okay, let's start a new debug session. cutting strange codes. Good. So let's run it again. All right. So we have loaded maps. Let's take a look in our watch, and now they should be marked as exist. Does exist true? Yes. Okay, that's looking good. Then we go to load maps from disk. It goes in here. By the way, there's one more thing. Why don't we use const add map. Absolute monkey trash. Map dear lower. That's also useless again. Map dear. Oh shit, I wrote this wrong again. Absolute monkey trash. Let's do a search. Let's see if that still compiles. Good. That is compiled. Okay, it's looking already promising. Let's run this trash again. Map dear, user map dear, blah, blah, blah. Okay, blah. Okay. Map. Blah. File pass list 316. Looks good. IT. Okay, blah. Lower. Lower. Too lower. Okay, makes it lower. Lower. That looks good. Does exist true. Okay, this looks very promising. And this one doesn't hit. Okay, cool. Now I still saw here one simplification here. There we go. I think the code is actually readable now and maintainable, most importantly. That is fantastic. Fantastic. Good, and let's see if the map list still works, and let's see if it's feeling faster now. The performance should be good now, because we only load the map cache ini once. And so it should be fast and efficient. So now let's see how the things are looking. Load maps from disk files. Write cache ini. So now let's hear this. So we only have custom maps in our list right now. Okay. Invalid characters in string. Oof. Oof. Well, that's looking weird. Okay, now we have the official maps down here. Okay, fantastic. Good. Then, actually, you know what? We can simplify this code here even more. We can say we don't need this shit here. We can remove that, and simply we can say here has loaded standard maps, and we set that to false again. Boom, simplified. I love it. I love it when we can simplify the code. Beautiful. Look at that. Okay, cool. Then, so this is the first There's a first load, has loaded the map cache. Okay, now it's loading it again for some reason. Main menu in it. Okay, update cache. Okay, so it's now the second time. Let's see what it does now. It already has it initialized. Load maps from disk, returns false, and this one is already done as well. So this should have been pretty performant. Let's see what happens now here in our skirmish. It now loads it again and again. What the hell? Why is this happening so often? Wait, select map and okay, so let's see how fast this is now. It's still stalling. I suspect then I suspect a big portion of the stall. Unfortunately, we cannot see it here well in our recording because this recording is trash. I'm surprised. Then we still have stalls. Then I don't know if it's quicker or not. But then I suspect that this now comes from this call here. Let's test this by doing we simply say here if true. Okay, I suspect that this is the performance culprit. Let's see. It still is stalling. Okay, that is weird. That is weird. Why is it still slow? That's really unexpected. What kind of work does it do now? It does get the file list in the directory. Yeah. Maybe this is expensive. Okay, let's do the following. We remove this. And let's comment this out. There is some cost here. Get file list directory. We can see it has cost here. See? It still stalls. Okay, that's unexpected. I think it's already faster than it was before, but it's still stalling. That is unacceptable. We can see it. It is stalling, especially if I do fast clicks. Is there like a button? Oh. We can see it is stalling. Okay, so it's not that. What is so stally here? What else is showing here? Draw map preview. Jesus Christ. Update cache. Cache. 62 to the 8. Radio set selection. Update cache. How about we create a new recording and see what else is it? But is it already faster than it was before or not? So, oh, if the recording wasn't so shitty looking, it would be easier to look at this. But I hate this Windows Performance Analyzer. It's so hard to use because it's so laggy. And the visualization is so shitty, and the way to interact with this UI is so bad. I don't understand it. It's really, really bad. Ugh. Okay, so yeah, I'm surprised that it's still lagging. Yeah. Update cache. This one is not code anymore, right? Well, we have also removed. We have also removed. this stuff here at the bottom. Okay, then let's see what's left lagging here. All right, so starts. Oh, it still is super slow. What the hell? The fuck? Okay, that's not what I expected. Map list 2. Map list after improvements. After opt. This traces dropped events. Okay, let's take a look at it. Oh, that's insanity. I thought we got rid of the performance degradation, but looks like there's more to it. Okay, open in WPA. Zero buffers. Huh? The fuck? Okay, so what do we say? Does that work? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Why does it just stop giving me options here? Oh my gosh. I hate this. Not memory. Computation. Alright. Filter to selection, please. Yes. Flame off. Please. Oh, this tool, the UI of this tool is so bad. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Who's doing this? Oh my gosh. Really? Are you insane? What is this? Oh my gosh. Who creates this UI? Oh my gosh. Good. So what do we have now? How do we scroll, by the way? How do we go from left to right? Does anyone know? Like how can I move? Okay, I can move up and down with shift and mouse wheel. Wow. And it's so slow. Man, I think this tool needs performance improvements. This tool is made for performance analysis and it's so slow. It's remarkable. They need to use this tool on itself, I think. My gosh. This tool is a nightmare. I would love to use pics, but we can't use pics because it only accepts 64-bit applications, and we are not 64-bit yet. Why is it gone now? Now I see nothing. It's just gone. Okay, we need to load symbols. The fuck is that? I can't work with this. I don't want to use it anymore. This is so bad, this tool. Oh my gosh. This tool is so bad. I just want to see a flame graph and just scroll over it. How hard can it be? Man. Stack bars. What does that do? Can we search here somehow? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This tool is so broken. Oh my god. Propagate messages. Update cache. Update cache. Get file list and directory. Must be this here. It must be this here. Update cache. Get file list and directory. How long is this? 6.4. 100 milliseconds or so. Wait. Skirmish map select menu. Update cache. Load maps from disk. Okay, actually, the biggest cost comes from this here. From populate map list box no reset. Because do log output. Oh. Because of log output. Build map list for non-players. Debug log. So I wonder if the debug log here somehow is responsible for this. Build map list for non-players. So that apparently is the culprit. Build map list for non-players. Build map lists. Builds map lists for non-players. Adding map to temp cache. That is so expensive. Oof. That's also an impressive debug here. For every pixel it wants to debug. Log. Build map list for non-players. So let's open the debug log. Which one is it? There it is. Aha, adding map. That's a performance culprit in debug. Aha. Oof. I think we can remove this. Okay, let's test that. Okay, so skirmish. Okay, that seems pretty fast now. There still is a stall, but that seems to be okay. Okay, let's test this in release. But that's where it becomes interesting now. Release. Hold on. We also need to disable debug. All right. Okay. So yeah, I don't know how big the saving will be now, if it's noticeable in release. We will see. maybe the saving wasn't all that big. We'll see. Yeah, so debug was extra slow because of all the logging. And for release, we have to see if the ini file parsing was really that slow. Maybe it's not that slow in release. Okay, that looks good. Let's install. Okay, so skirmish. Let's see. Okay. Looks okay. I see a small store, which probably happens because of the file directory lookup. But overall, it's very snappy. Yeah, it's very snappy. Yeah. Maybe I would say it's maybe 100 millisecond or so store roundabout. Maybe 100 to 200. Okay, let's see. Let's say we revert our change again. Hello. Here. So let's say we stash our current change. And then we recompile. MapCache add map. There certainly is a longer store. Yeah. Yeah. Feels like 300, 400 milliseconds roundabout. 300 maybe, yeah. Yeah, it certainly is longer. So I think our performance optimization is not too bad. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, cool. So we did make a save, especially in debug with the logging. That was major culprits. But overall, it feels better. Okay, that's cool. Okay, good. I will end it here. Next session, there's still more to do on that change, so we'll continue that next session. And then probably need to measure and see how much did we actually save in release and in debug. Good. Then I will end it here. I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.